We are giving you a peek into what my producer describes as one of the most magical birthday parties she's ever seen. We're taking you inside an enchanted garden fairy party. What a way to celebrate for anyone who has a spring birthday. Carly Wood with The Garden Spot says this was a creative project. She was the creative mind, in fact, behind this event, and it was for your daughter. So I'm curious to know, we know you love plants, we know you love to garden. Did you kind of put this theme on her, or was she raising her hand?
She raised her hand to it.
She loved the idea.
We kind of we're brainstorming for ideas. It's hard with she has a March birthday, and we want to do stuff outside, but it's still cold a lot of times in March. So we have a little greenhouse in our backyard and decided to do a fairy party there.
And she's 10, so I think that age is a struggle as well. You want to have a cohesive party, but theming it too heavily maybe is not cool, right? When you're that age. We're looking at some photos. Beautiful setup, beautiful decor. Let's start there. How did you decorate for this party?
Okay, so, well, first, my daughter and I, we got on Pinterest, and we kind of were searching fairy, garden, tea party, kind of things like that. And so we just kind of ran with that. So we have a cute little greenhouse, I told you, in our backyard that was like the perfect spot to put it.
What a natural setting for a party like this.
It's got good light, it's bright, it doesn't matter if it was raining, we could still be outside.
And you weaved in the fairy theme, which is coming on strong right now, something she appreciated, I'm sure. How did you decorate?
So we did, we did a lot of the moss and flowers, fresh flowers, and we did a lot of food-themed, kind of fairy foods.
And I love that. I spotted that in the photos and also here in your studio display. The food became part of the decor, which I think is really smart from the party mom perspective. What food did you serve?
So we did all sorts of things, but some of the things the girls really loved were these fairy wands, and they're just fruit stacked on a little skewer, super easy. I used a just like a simple cookie cutter to make the star-shaped watermelons. We did these little ladybugs, and this is simple, just tomato, olive, chives, cream cheese, and crackers.
Now, these are adorable. I actually hadn't seen these before, and we've seen some pretty creative food, combinations come through our studio over the years. So you said tomato, olive, what's the little antenna?
So chive.
Chive, and then just what's the spots?
It's frosting, actually, just black frosting.
Oh, look how cute. Those ladybugs just sitting there waiting to be eaten. I saw the swirls.
Yeah, we did swirl, what do we call it, fairy bread, and snail swirls. We did banana chips for chipmunk chips. We did, her little cupcakes were in flower pots. So just anything you can think of. I'm trying to think what else we did.
Well, that right there, I think,
just
sets
simple.
the scene. Like we talk about, that food kind of doubles then as the decor. So you've got the decor, you've got the food. Let's talk about these party favors. Was this an activity you did at the event?
So first, when they came in on this little thing right here, they had to pick their fairy name. So it goes off whatever their first letter of their name was.
Oh, it's one of those, like elves at Christmas, where you get this crazy combination.
Yep, so it's their birth month and their first letter of their name, and it came up with their name.
What's your name, Carly?
So I would be Lily Autumn.
And I would be Nixie Eclipse. Oh, I'm gonna like that. I'm gonna put that on my signature. I like that one a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so that brought on the giggles right away.
Yes, and then they picked up a little fairy, pixie dust.
Oh, look how cute that is.
And we just filled those with glitter, and then they picked up a flower crown as well.
So that set the mood as well. They were kind of dressed the theme too. Okay, and then activities. What did you do for activities?
Okay, so we did, we planted flowers. So I just found these pots at IKEA, and we had them in all different colors, and the girls got to pick what color they wanted.
Budget friendly?
Yes, they were like $2.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then I just picked up some flats of violas and pansies, and the girls planted them. They all, when they came in, they all had a pot. They could choose little garden gloves, and then they had a little basket with it, and then we planted flowers.
Oh, I bet they love the hands-on, right?
Yes, yes.
Get dirty, and then the result is something pretty.
And this was, so to do with the flowers is, for part of the food too that you could do if you had extras, is we took the little violas, and violas are edible. And so we had just clipped them, super easy. And you just stick them in an ice cube tray. So I have this one that I like because it's big. You just drop them in and fill it with water.
Oh, that's nice. It is. It's deep.
Yeah, and we did them some in this too, and they filled up the whole little thing. But you just fill it with water and freeze them, and they stay perfect. And then we put them in their glasses. So they had little floating flowers in there.
Oh, that added to it because they contributed to that part of the table. I like that. I like that. And they took home the pot, I assume.
Yes, that was take-home
Their own little fairy flower takeaway.
Yep.
What's this activity?
Okay, and then we made fairy houses.
Of course you did, because why not?
Yes, and we wanted them to be cute and little and look like a fairy would have come and done it with things from the yard. So I found these at, I think, Joann's, and they were $1.50.
Oh, nice.
And they had all different kinds, but I liked the shape of this one.
Yeah.
And then we just bought sheet moss, which is super easy. It comes in a big roll. We
nice
just
and
cut
messy
it.
too, but it's a party,
Yes.
right? So throw it around.
And we
like
were in a
confetti.
greenhouse, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then we just had them glue on the tops. We gave all the girls a tacky glue, and they glued on their roofs with this. Then, this is like the best thing ever. It's a battery-operated glue gun.
What?
So no cords, heats up super fast, like the most brilliant thing ever.
I need this in my life.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You would love it. So we helped him do the gluing. So my husband came for this part and helped me.
Sure, hands-on support, right?
Yes. And so we just got I got rocks, and these are little pine cones, and this is just bark from a tree outside that had died that we just kind of peeled it off.
And that becomes the siding, so to speak.
Yep, and then they just kind of we'd glue and they'd put on as they went. So the back we did all bark and rocks, pine cones.
I love that there were so many hands-on activities in addition to just your typical eating a cupcake or whatever happens at a birthday party. And you were able, it seems like, to do it on a pretty budget-friendly mode. I mean, with the dollar, little bird houses, fairy houses, and just
flowers are cheap.
Pops. Yeah, that was a really smart move on your part. Budget-friendly as well. So the overall vibe, girls were going home, I'm sure, with grins a mile wide.
Yes, they loved it. They had a good time. And my daughter came up with some little fairy games they played too, in between projects or whatever. But they thought it was like the best thing ever.
Well, we think it's the best thing ever, and like you touched on, perfect for a spring birthday, those in-between seasons where you don't quite know how to celebrate. I understand there was a pretty impressive cake, too, on display. Okay, so I did it was super simple. I just got a terracotta pot, like kind of a bigger one, and I put, I can buy the cake rounds? The cake rounds that cakes sit on, like for wedding cakes and stuff, like a tiered thing. Yeah. And I just cut it so it fit right on top of the terracotta pot, and then I made a double layer cake, and then we just stuck fresh flowers in it. It was really, really simple. So you're a gardener and a baker. Well, that's really simple baking. Because I'm peeking on your resume and the proofs in the picture. That looks amazing. Fresh flowers on top. Yep, and just fresh flowers just stuck in. It was like really simple. Oh, I like simple. I wish I would have been invited. Tell your daughter I'm offended. No, just kidding, don't. I love all the detail, too, that you put into this from kind of the mom perspective. You're rounding up all of those details on your website. Yep, it will be on, it's thegardenspotblog.com. Thegardenspotblog.com, and I'm sure it kind of picks up this time of year as you're helping us all through our spring gardening. Yep. Whoa. Yep. So. And neat. Thank you so much. We'll link you over from our website. Really cute. And happy birthday. What's her name? Scarlett. Happy birthday, Scarlett. Super cute.